At the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about what you think. Nobody gives a fuck about your opinions. Nobody cares about the conflicts that you care about, that you speak about, that you post about. I'm really sick of all of this performatism. All of this performatism. Billie Eilish going up on a stage and saying that nobody is illegal on stolen land while she sits, rest assured, behind a gate with an active 24-hour security. And best believe, at the very least, anybody that tries to cross that gate gets tranquilized. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they get euthanized, right? Most realistic scenario, they get euthanized. I am tired of coming across these stories on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, where these people pretend to care about social issues because they have nothing else to care about in their life. And that's not to say that they don't have responsibilities, or they don't have priorities, or they don't have maybe minor things that they have to take care of in their day-to-day life. That's not discounting those things. I'm not saying these people are worthless. I think it's just performative and fake and gives a very plastic view of life when the only thing you have to talk about is of outside conflicts that don't directly affect you, but you have to pretend like they do. You have to blow it so much out of proportion to the point where you can make a direct correlation on how it affects your day-to-day life. Okay? And this isn't targeted towards Democrats. This isn't targeted towards conservatives. I'm not targeting anybody here, but it tends to be more liberals than conservatives. Okay? That's just the facts. The facts state that liberals are more concerned about Palestine. Liberals are more concerned about ICE. They're more concerned about these issues that really aren't as... They're not as big of conflicts as they make them out to be. They make them out to be like, as soon as you step outside the door, ICE is going to ask for your fucking passport. They're not, bro. I'm in a relatively decently sized city and have yet to see one. Maybe I'm blessed. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But the facts is that this is all performative. Whenever you post something saying like, oh, I don't support this because this and this issue, this is what's wrong with the world. We could have solved world hunger with all of this money that was... You need to stop. This is performative. This has no basis, and it's usually events that have already taken place. It's something that you can't fix within yourself. And it seems to be a general ongoing pattern that these people that are posting the same stuff about fixing the world in these different aspects are these same people that can't fix their own fucking lives. Am I wrong to say that? It's a general pattern, whereas the people, not necessarily turning a blind eye or turning the other cheek, but the people that are generally concerned, genuinely concerned about the world and about these issues, are the ones that are actively going to the gym. They're actively fixing their lives. They're actively, some of these people even going to the lengths of retiring their fucking parents, making sure that they don't have to worry about anything financially or fiscally ever again. These people that are out striving for things are not posting the things that these people, that the general population is posting. The general population, mostly of liberals, that are posting about this performative shit. You know why? Because they have general passions. They have general things to be passionate about. They have general pride. Right? And I'm not talking about this pride shit, this gay, lesbian, whatever. I'm talking about actual pride in themselves, in their work, in their perfection, in their art, and what they do. people who are successful are not caught up in all of this performative acts, performative stuff. That's all it is. It's plastic and it's fake. And I'll actually tell you an anecdote here that kind of further proves my point. I'm not gonna say any names, but I had talked to this one girl before, and that is literally everything she would post. Literally everything that she would post was all these injustices that were done against women, all of this injustice that were done against the minorities of America, which actually, if you look into it, whites are more of a minority than the minorities that they claim to state all these statistics about. And her life was a fucking wreck. Looking in through a glass, it was a wreck. Everything was out of order and it was chaotic. She couldn't decide what kind of person she wanted to even be for a fucking day. And she thinks she has the authority and the capacity and the morality and virtue to post about how we should fix the world, how she would handle things. You can't even fix your own life, ma'am. You don't even know what the fuck you want for dinner. All right, and that's true. I mean, I'm being very vulgar here, but I'm not going to be a nice person. I'm going to be a realist. I'm going to be kind to others, but I'm not going to be nice. It's actually one of the most impactful things one of the most impactful quotes I've ever heard, and it came from Alex Hormozy. Now, if it came from someone before him, I don't know, but I heard it from him, and he said, "I'm not going to be a nice person, but I am going to be a kind person," and that's all that matters. As long as you're grounded and you're real, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your bullshit fucking opinion about what's going on in the Middle East, about who strikes who, if Iran does what the US gets caught up in over there. That has no direct correlation with your own life. But you know what does? The things that you can do right now that you're not doing. The things that you can do, the way you treat people, the way you treat yourself, the confidence that you have in yourself, the things you can actually attest for in person, things that are physical. Instead of focusing on, oh, we should catch all of these billionaires on these islands. Yeah, maybe they did do fucked up shit on islands. Maybe they did. Maybe they fucking didn't. But if you're going to spend all of your time talking and making that your whole talking point and just talking about that and not actually doing anything to better yourself or the people around you, like, what are you doing? We already know this baseline information. We already know there's injustices. We already know there are things going on. But by you just posting it nonstop to virtue signal, that shows you're such a plastic, fake person. You are just a plastic person. You are nothing more than that. And that is what I'm sick of in this generation. That is probably the number one thing I'm sick of in this generation is this plasticity. You can't even fucking account for the own accomplishments in your life. And you want to fix the world? I'm tired of it. I'm ranting about it. I think we need to look within ourselves. We need to stop focusing on, oh, he was on the island, oh, she was on the island, oh, she supports Palestine. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody fucking cares. Stop. It's all performative. It's all fake. Stop doing it. Focus on your life. Focus on retiring your parents. You know, they're not getting any younger. You can help them live longer. You can actually invest in your own future to help provide for other people instead of focusing on these menial things that are really not even going to bring you any justice or any sense of satisfaction. You're just going to cling on to the next fucking trend, the next murder that happens, the next statistic that gets released. you're never going to be satisfied if you keep chasing that virtue signaling dopamine. You're always going to live within a victim complex. And that's all it is. When you post this stuff, that's all it is. You think you're smart, you think you're informed because you saw these different posts about, these different things that are going on in the world. And sure, we should draw attention to some of the stuff. But if you make that your whole personality, then that shows there's something wrong with you. That shows that you have nothing to show forth. So you have to go out and seek other injustices that have no correlation to you in order to feel proud, like you're doing something. And that, my friend, is called virtue signaling. And it has no positive impact on you or anybody else. If anything, it causes more fear within our community. So please, for the love of God, let's focus in within ourselves. Let's stop this stupid, fucking, monotonous posting of opinions, of causes that we support, that, quite frankly, people are going to pretend to care about. But at the end of the day, they really fucking don't. So if you're not going to, why should you pretend to? Virtue signaling. Let's focus within. Let's fix ourselves. Let's get better. Let's get more money. Alright? Thank you.